What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about OnyxCoin today. It's the 10th day of January. Here we are sitting at about $0.00855 with 7 hours and 14 minutes left in the day. Hit that like button, you guys. Subscribe if you want to see more content like this. And before we get into it, I want to give a shout out to Crypto Future. Shout out to Rob Mass. I will be on Blockchain Buzz with him later today at, I think it's 4 o'clock Central Time. It would be 3 o'clock Mountain Time. That's all I know. And we're going to be there. I think there's going to be other guests there too, or maybe one other guest. Maybe it's just the two of us. I don't know. But we're going to be specifically talking about OnyxCoin and other things too. So if you guys want to watch that live stream, it'll just venture on over to his channel and look for that at about 4 p.m. Central. Anyways, OnyxCoin. Here we are. 7 hours, 14 minutes left in the day. Moving down a little bit. I want to look at the short-term stuff because what we're doing here, it's kind of a make it or break it moment, I suppose. Either we do hold support at this area or we don't. And if we don't, we're going to go down to about 007 to 006, which, in all reality from the lows is still an improvement. It's a dramatic improvement, but from here, that'd be anything from about a 20% drop to about a 30% drop. And I think I speak for all of us whenever I say I'd rather not. I would just rather not. But even if we do, let's entertain this thought real quick. If we are, since we're talking about it, if we were to go down to this level here where there's prior resistance, or this level here where there's closing resistance, or somewhere in between, the golden ratio zone is right there, intermixed in these kind of areas here. Maybe I should change the colors of these lines. We'll make them yellow so that they stand out, right? You see what I'm saying here? The golden ratio is right there in between these lines, betwixt the two. And it would still hold support. We'd still likely form a base to generate higher price action from. Okay, if that happens, but we don't know. This is not the call. I'm not calling for us to go down. I'm calling for us to go up. If we're looking at the 1 hour time frame here, looking at this here, 0.00856. Why can't I talk? Very low amounts of volume on the 1 hour time frame here. We're not really getting those positive reactions that OnyxCoin typically has whenever it's found a low. Typically, you don't really grind. Whenever we grind it out, we typically go lower, but not always, right? This was fine, right? Like, this was fine. This was a good reaction to have, but everything that we've done since, it's gotten weaker and weaker. It does make me think that we'd go down. I'm just saying. With that in mind, not financial advice, not a financial advisor. If we were to break out from here, again, 007, 006 is that target area, probably closer to 006 than 007 though. It is possible that we could have a fake out where you do go a little bit lower and then you move up. So a break of this range here does not necessarily mean death. Kind of tricky. 1 hour time frame looking at the RSI, very neutral. No real opinion on the matter here. I mean, it's more bearish than it is bullish. We know that it's more bearish because you have higher highs here in your RSI, right? Higher highs here. Oops. Let me draw a straighter line. Higher highs right there, right? And then here you have lower highs in the price. It's hidden bearish divergence. It's not a good thing. You have the same thing in the stochastics, and then the MACD is not in our favor. But these indicators are a little bit less reliable because we've moved sideways and we've been choppy for so long. So a little bit less reliable on the 1 hour time frame there, though I'm not very optimistic with the 1 hour the way that it looks. The 4 hour time frame here, as far as the MACD is concerned, we're still in good shape. We could go a little bit lower on the MACD and bounce right off the zero. I mean, that's a perfectly normal thing to do. We do have lower lows in the price with higher lows in the MACD histogram. That is bullish divergence at its core. The RSI technically is still bullish overall, though you are taking a more bearish posturing here, but overall you are bullish. Again, the overall bullishness in the RSI reflected in the price doesn't mean that we have to move up from here. We could still move lower and then move up later. All I'm saying whenever I say that we're bullish here on the RSI overall is that even if we do go lower, with this kind of deep reading, man, we're likely going to continue. So whatever this correction brings us, even if it's quote-unquote not ideal, even if it does take us down to this area, this is all part of a process that will likely inevitably take us to higher prices here pretty soon. It's not going to be this long, slow, drawn-out thing, hopefully. Let's see. Stochastics are bearish. The RSI is neutral with a bearish stance. I mean, it's bullish overall. And the MACD is bullish as well, but you could still come down a little bit. Tricky, man. Real tricky. We're kind of in a wait-and-see moment. I'm still reluctant to call for lower prices. because we really could see something where we move just a little bit lower and then we move up. We see a fake out to the downside and then we move up. Maybe we do go all the way down and then we move up, or maybe I'm wrong and we just move up. But I'm not seeing the signs and the indicators that I'd want to see if we were looking to move up immediately from here. I'm not seeing that right now. Daily time frame, oh, but with that there, oh man, the RSI is at the overbought zone. It's literally right there. And getting this deep into the overbought zone and then coming back, you typically do expect to bounce right at this area. Typically you do. So the short-term stuff is iffy / bearish, but the daily stuff is promoting significance as far as suggesting that we would bounce here. Maybe if we do drop down here, it's just a flash crash and then we recover really, really quick, right? Like the same thing is here. We were here, we pumped up real quick, but then came back down really quick. What if we saw something like that tomorrow? Maybe it doesn't happen. By the way, not financial advice, not a financial advisor, but if you're expecting that we're going to go down here, you're waiting to buy down here, I hope it works for you. But we are just as likely, I think, to continue to move up at a very, very exceptional rate, probably this exact same move, if not bigger, on this next phase up. We're probably just as likely to do that as we are to do this. And this is not the move that concerns me with missing. I'm concerned about missing this move. You know what I mean? Like it's not even close. It's not even comparable in size. I'm holding. I'm not selling at all. If I didn't buy, if I didn't have any OnyxCoin at all, and I didn't buy down here, it's a tricky situation. I mean, you're also at a great discount because from the relative high, you are down about 34%, 35%. But you're also up a lot, relatively speaking, and there is that possibility to go lower. I don't have enough data on the 4-hour or the 1-hour to convince me that we are absolved of going lower, but I don't have enough data to tell you with confidence that we are going lower. I really wouldn't be surprised if we held this area and bounced. But if this comes to fruition, whatever. Like, who cares? It's a fart in the wind. It's like, I don't know. Like, maybe we're in this moment here. And we consolidate, and we're like, maybe we go down, maybe we retrace, and then we move up higher, or maybe we just move up higher. You know, I didn't play the game back there, and it worked out well for me. So forgive my bias. I'm not advocating to play the game now. Or maybe this is a better comparison. We moved up, we moved down, and now we're wondering, is it a good time to buy? Is it a good time to buy? I don't know. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Well, retrospectively, of course it was. Of course it was. But if you waited 2 days, you have that, and you bought here, you're going to sit through a little bit of pain first. And then you come back just to be neutral. Slowly you'll build back over time. All I'm trying to say is we're in a similar situation as this back here. Let me even do you one better right here. Start anew. We're in a similar situation to this right here. And if this played out, at this moment right here, you're panicking. Or you're feeling that punch in the gut feeling. You feel sick that you bought here. You should have just waited. You could have had such a better discount. If you didn't buy at this daily low close, you bought down there, it's a 17% discount. But as fast as it happened, it went away. It went away entirely. And then we pumped. We pumped absolutely phenomenally. You know, it did a 20x in 2 weeks. So I would equate that to the same thing here. Maybe with a bit more of an extreme potential to drop, but same thing here. You know, we bounced here once. We're bouncing here again maybe. Maybe we move up, maybe we move down, but it doesn't matter because compared to the upside, the downside is just insignificant. I hope I've drilled the point home. I want to move on. I'm just, I think, explaining so much because I don't have clear conviction one way or the other right now. I'm clearly convicted to the upside. I have clear conviction for the upside. Just as far as is it immediate or not, I don't know. And the best way, I think, to kind of hedge your risk in this, if you have OnyxCoin, if you've already bought OnyxCoin, none of this is financial advice, I'm not a financial advisor, I would just wait. I definitely wouldn't be selling here, but I would just wait, maybe buy more. There's nothing wrong with DCAing. We are down from our high after all. But if we drop, clearly that's a buying opportunity, not a selling opportunity. And I would say, you know, if we pump, if and when we get a day to close above this, that might be a buying opportunity too. There is such a thing, and it's totally okay to buy a breakout. If we're breaking out and go to the next phase, it's okay to do that. And worst comes to worst, you buy, you have to sit through some pain, and then we go up anyways. I would just say we're in an environment where it's not ideal to buy. We're certainly not in ideal times to sell unless you bought like these lows here. Then obviously take profits whenever you want to. It's fine to take profits. I'm not taking profits here. We're in a weird situation where it's ideal to buy really at any time, but it's not ideal to sell because we're just at the beginning of something that's likely going to come. I mean, this seems a bit different than anything we've experienced since April, and of course, there's probably some trauma here related to this incident that's saying, well, could it just be the same thing? Is this just a one-off and then we come down? Maybe it is. It's possible. I don't think so. I don't think so personally. Not with everything that's lined up for Q1 here. I mean, we've got the mainnet coming out soon, you guys. We're going to pump on that alone. Buy the hype, sell the news. You buy the hype that the mainnet's going to get released. I'll tell you what, man. If the mainnet came out today or tomorrow, if it comes out here and we haven't moved up, then I'll become bearish momentarily because of the sell the news event. But I think that this is just a beginning point. I think this is like quote unquote insider buying in anticipation of the headline news of the mainnet being released. We cause max FOMO up there. The insiders buy before the rest of the crowd. The crowd buys on the pump, and then the dumb money buys on the news, right? But the smart money sells the news. Whether you were insider smart or you were catching the trend, riding the wave smart, whatever it is. Early or not, I still think there's a lot to go. Up, down, 382, back down here. Maybe we go to the 236, maybe, but we'd probably go a little bit lower. When we do move up higher, the expectation would be to go to the golden ratio, which is at anything from 2 to 2.2 cents, and there's a completely viable possibility that we do go up to about 2.8 to 3.7 cents, somewhere up there. Massive growth in a very short amount of time, you guys. That's what we're calling for, regardless of the ups or the downs. I don't really have anything else that I want to say. The daily time frame gives me a lot of hope, but if we do relinquish this overbought area, if we do cross below the 50 a little bit too much more, if the daily MACD were to cross red, something like that, we might be consolidating here for longer. And I mean, that's fair. In all fairness, I mean, we did pump in a 5-day period 215%, which is pretty comparable. I mean, the last time that we did anything like that, we consolidated for a lot longer than just a few days. We'll see. Hit that like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I am going to be on a live stream with Rob with Crypto Future, and we will be talking more about OnyxCoin and various other things. So, again, watch for that at about 4 p.m. Central. You'll find it on his channel here. You'll have to click on live. If you click on home, maybe it's there, but just click on live and it'll definitely be there. Anyways, take care. Bye-bye. See you later.